I'm so excited to start unboxing, talk about the features. I was actually reviewing the Redmi Pad SE last year. It was brilliant. It was such a great budget device. However, we're gonna see how does this compare with the previous generation. And here in the UK, when you buy it, you get this Redmi Pad 2 cover free of charge, which I think it's pretty awesome. And I've got here screen protector as well, which I think it's must accessories if you care about, you know, your screen. So let's have a look what we're gonna find here, and we can see some of the specs. You got 11-inch 2.5K display. This is LCD. We got massive 9000 mAh battery, quad speakers, wow, and you got Helio G100 Ultra chipset. Now they also do this in 4G, so you can get your SIM. However, this is just the regular one. But I must say that I'm very impressed with the pricing, because you can buy this 128 gigabytes of storage for £129 here in the UK. That's incredible value for money. That feels nice. I believe this is aluminium frame. Again, on the budget device, you got slightly different camera design than the previous. It's still pretty thin. So you got the Dolby Atmos and the quad speakers, and they still add the headphone jack. Nice. So while this is switching on, let's see what we got here. Type C to Type A, charging cable, some paperwork, SIM ejector. No, there's nothing else. No. But let's just put this on the side. And now we can talk about this boy. So we've got Android 15 straight out of the box. Let me set it all up and we can dive in deeper. I'm going to set it up now using actually one of the Poco phones. I haven't had a chance to make camera comparison yet. This is the Poco M7 Pro. Look at that design, but yeah, as you can see, it is pretty straightforward. Without even, you know, you get close to the device, QR code scanned, and you can transfer all the data from another device to your tablet, which is really straightforward. By the way, let me know if you would like to see more content with tablets and PCs. In fact, in the box I have the Honor Magic Book Pro 14, something like that. I don't remember on the top of my head, and I'm really excited because again, I will be getting my hands on that one and the OnePlus Pad 3. Which should be another great device. Maybe I can do a little comparison between the cheaper budget device like the Redmi, then do like a mid-spec, high-spec OnePlus Pad 3 and the Galaxy S10 Ultra. Let me know and I will definitely do it for you. But let's carry on with the review now. And you can see we've got face unlock, so let's set this up very quickly. So as you can see, hold on, and I just found the S Pen, which I'm going to use later on. Also, I will try to use different pens because I've got, this is the OnePlus pen, and I believe I've got a Samsung somewhere as well for the Galaxy Tab S series. And that's pretty cool because I just noticed you got exactly the same display wallpaper as on the Poco. That's pretty cool. Now, I think the biggest difference when you got a budget device like this is the display. You can see LCD versus OLED or AMOLED is just brighter and the blacks are more black. But let me put the maximum brightness. You got 600 nit brightness, which is not bad, you know, considering price of this device, and I'm gonna go to YouTube now, on both actually. I'm gonna pick one of my videos. Oh, it's actually doing some software updates, I believe. I forgot to mention that when you buy the 208GB version, you've got 4GB of storage, and here on this version we've got 8GB of storage and 256 gigabytes. So I think in terms of value, the 8GB is probably a little bit better. But again, you've got expandable storage, so if you don't do gaming, then you'd probably be okay with the basic one for £129. You know, such a great value. So as you can see, I just put the maximum brightness and OLED display on, you know, on this Poco device is just brighter, just more pleasing to your eye. But let me watch. Today I've got a very exciting camera comparison between three amazing mid-range devices: OnePlus Nord 4, Motorola Edge 50 Pro, and Honor 200. Oh, the speakers are doing a pretty good job here. Look at that. Camera. This is Nord 4 portrait video mode, 1080p. I'm using aperture 2.8. What do you think about the quality? Let me play some music now. Let's have a look. When I was. That was pretty good, I have to say, the speakers. So for multimedia, I don't think you'll be disappointed here. I need to set it up the Netflix and all the things, just log it in. Yeah, as you can see, it's still doing the software update, so I'm gonna wait for that. Now, as you can see, it's doing all the software updates of all the apps that I've transferred from here to there. So I'm gonna let it do its job, and then we can have a talk about all the things here. But let's quickly open this pad cover, and this is definitely something that is a must. But as I said, when you buy it now, you get this free from Redmi, which is really cool. And you can see this is a nice color in white. Put it in. Oh yeah, way better. But now it's time to connect the S Pen with the tablet. Okay, see Type-C port for your charging. And I can see, oh, we've got different features for writing and to make screenshots with the S Pen. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let me go to Bluetooth. It might be dead, so let me actually use the charger and power it up. Yay! Oh no, it's actually 77%. I'll let it do its software updates. Please remember, always check to make sure you are up to date with any software update. And what we have in this done, I'm going to go to display and put the refresh rates, because by default they just do the standard. We want a high refresh rate, okay? 90 Hertz is definitely way to go. Here. Yeah, so the 90, this is the one we want. Still doing the firmware update. Let's get the document, do some coloring. And you know what? The pen is really nice to use. As you can see, I'm not a professional art person, but it's just fun. As you can see, the quality is still pretty good though. No, I don't think there are complaints here. I'm gonna turn the volume down because I don't want to get copyright strikes. So now just pick a random movie. so we can see the quality and the viewing angles. Do you know what? That's not bad. Again, remember about the price, okay? And the blacks are looking pretty nice black. Maximum brightness. You know what, for consuming, media, I don't think you will be disappointed here. But let's download my favorite game and then have a little gaming. Now, I'm very curious if I'll be able to import my footage. Okay, this is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra vlog test from Singapore with 4K 60 FPS. Okay, and I think this is just too powerful for this device, so I think as long as you are, let me have a look and check on performance. Yeah, I see there is no 4K, 2.5K, 4 layers of 1080p or 11 of 720. But that's still not bad, okay? Well, let's see if my game has been downloaded and play it. Now, please remember, this is not a gaming tablet, but I'm gonna put on the highest settings. And let's have a little play. Hopefully there will be no lag, but we have to find out this ourselves. And then I'm going to talk about the camera. Oh no. Do you know what? That feels pretty snappy, I must say. No complaints. Oh, actually I discovered new roads. I actually never went on top of the roof before. Interesting. Whoa. Okay. But yeah, no complaints here. But let's have a look at the camera now. So this is a selfie camera, 1080p, and I must say the quality seems to be doing alright. Yeah, this is just my new studio. There was our bedroom. You can still see my wife's hat behind me. There's loads of mess on the floor, devices everywhere. But you know what? I must say that I'm pretty happy with the quality here. But let's switch to the rear camera now. Okay, so this is the main camera. You can see my daughter climbing on the climbing wall. This is stabilization. 1080p only. That doesn't look bad, to be honest. It is windy, so I'm not sure, how this tablet is going to manage with the wind noise. But let's take a couple of pictures and have a little bit of fun here with the kids and my dogs. This is a selfie camera again. Go on and handstands, go. And snap. And I must say, I managed to take some really nice pictures of us playing here. So, in terms of the camera, not bad at all. Now it's worth mentioning that we've got Gemini built in. You just press the power button. That's really good to, to have this even on the budget-friendly device. Tell me about the Redmi Pad 2 that just had its launch premiere a couple of days ago. Is it any good?
The Redmi Pad 2 is a solid budget tablet, especially for media consumption. It's got a nice big screen and decent speakers, so movies and shows look and sound good. The processor is powerful enough for everyday tasks and light gaming. The cameras are okay for video calls, but nothing special. It's a good value for the price. Would you like to know more about its features?
Thank you. Just looking through a different settings for your stylus, and you know what, that is pretty cool that you can add things, delete, split. Okay, well, let's try look. That is pretty sick. And you know what? As you can see, I wasn't really trying to make my writing very neat. For the price, I don't think you'll be disappointed here. For any students, or you want a tablet for the kids and you don't want to spend thousands, this is the tablet I would highly recommend.